Hello. How is everyone doing today? I got my morning coffee and I'm sitting here with my fishies. Say hello, fishies. Um that's good. I've debated making a YouTube video. I've made a couple like short clips and stuff over the years. I've debated, making some videos about stuff that I enjoy, hobbies, mostly sports, pro wrestling, but politics too. Um, and something just happened that with a neighbor of mine that we're friends with, and she's very nice. And I'm not gonna say anything personal, even in regards to her own story or anything, but essentially, some people do want FEMA to be abolished, right? So this is going to be a video about not so much about FEMA, but about the logic of wanting to abolish institutions based on the fact that there's fraud and corruption and mismanagement associated with those institutions. I guess I'll try to make a long story short. She starts getting into like the politicalness, like, oh, Trump's gonna abolish FEMA because there's so much fraud and so much mismanagement. And my first thought goes to, well, if that happens, who's going to support people? And I'm saying it to her, like, what happens when there's natural disasters in states, and who's going to help them? And she goes, the states need to do it. The states need to organize. And I was like, well, the states do it, but they get a lot of their resources and help and money and stuff from FEMA. And she's like, it's terrible. And I get it. I've worked for a nonprofit when I was doing my internship, and like I've done FEMA applications for people, and it's like a 50-50 thing. Like, yeah, like it seems like 50% of the resources are like going out the window to waste and mismanagement and other things, but the other 50% of the resources are directly helping people in all different situations. People who own their homes are getting help, small businesses, like there's all these different things. Well, it doesn't help small businesses right away. They give like the local governments money. Like, I'm pretty sure the Tropicana field roof that was put on, the city used FEMA money. So like it does trickle down in that way too, but mostly it is for individuals. But anyway, I'm trying to, like, I start to realize it's a political thing. Like, it's just because, like, Trump says it or whatever. But here's the thing. It's like, well, there's corrupt judges, there's corrupt people, there's people fraud on Medicare, there's corrupt police chiefs. Okay, we have evidence of it. They're arrested and stuff. Does that mean we should get rid of the institutions and the organizations altogether, or we should just root out the bad people, have better regulations, enforce that stuff? Like, that's what the argument needs to be. Look, ICE is terrible right now, but if you abolish ICE, you're just going to get another organization. Before ICE, it was like NIS or whatever the hell the organization was that enforced this stuff. So you can't just abolish the organization, keep all the same people, whatever. That's not the argument. So this whole idea that FEMA is evil or whatever whatever it is, these narratives that are constantly spun and respun instead of people like using deduction and reason and logic. It's like, well, like, let's not okay. And then I'm like, okay, I don't care about FEMA. What I want is for the federal government, because we live in America and because we pay taxes, federal income tax, and a lot of other shit, that when there's disasters and people need help, and it's like a disaster from a situation where they lived in their house and there's a hurricane in Florida, that the federal government helps rename it, whatever. But do you think that if you rename it and Trump puts his brand on it, that there's not going to be corruption and fraud and whatever else? If my house burns down, I don't have insurance on my house right now because we have a trailer house, and I don't have insurance on it. because I can't afford it, and it's not required. If my house burns down, I'm almost certain that the state will do absolutely nothing to help me. You know, maybe some nonprofits and some state organization will try to help me, but like FEMA, I can call FEMA and they'll help me. They'll help me. Like, yeah, I could buy insurance on my house for fire, but I can't afford it right now. So that's like, okay, that's a me problem, whatever. But FEMA will help me. I do pay taxes. You know what I mean? It's like, if I call and there's a fire, the firefighters will show up, right? And FEMA will help me afterwards. But the firefighters aren't really going to help me afterwards. They might bring my, my wife a teddy bear or something, to make her happy or whatever. But anyway, I think I kind of got my point across. Yeah, my house is a total mess right now, by the way. I'm still putting up curtains. We're still getting moved in here, but I had to throw up those things to keep the light out. But that's about it. And I don't know, maybe I'll make some videos on pro wrestling or some other stuff.